Goodbye. Yeah, don't murder no people. Yeah, goodbye. Whatever they said. Right. What's happening, people? All right, all right. It never stops. Never stops. It never, ever, ever stops. I was looking at the news this morning, so it's a couple things I want to talk about today. Oh my goodness. Woo! I know they're trying to figure out, is that Shaka Zulu? What in the hell is he doing? See, singing the Russian national anthem from Shaka Zulu. Hey, like it's all related. It's all related. All in the news. Russian tentacles everywhere. They gun control still in the news. Spear control. They just still trying to. The colonies. I think I might start calling this report from the colonies, right? Because the colonies, we done lost our damn minds. We just some damn fools. Did y'all ever see Shaka Zulu? Oh, it's a good movie. Y'all should watch. He talked like this. Ungamani. Ungamani. And there's a part he said, baby, bring me my beer. I know, right? In America, Shaka Zulu, he speak English. Oh, goodness. Spear control, that's in the news, y'all. It's in the news. We're going to talk about spear control because you can't have my spear. You can't have none of my spear. There was some stuff that apparently, you know what? I might get in trouble on this one. This might be the one, y'all. This might be the one they shut me off. Hold, let me drink my coffee. I know Shaka had coffee, damn it. Oh, man. All right. Spear control. We need some spear. Actually, I need some ant control. I got ants all over this. Y'all can't see my desk, but I got. Always trying to take people's spears. Why y'all want? That kids trying to take people's spears. All right, so here we go. I might lose some friends over this one. But I was watching the news this morning. Let me show you what I saw real quick. Let me show before I greet everybody. I can't greet everybody just yet. I'm hot. I got this daggone green thing on. Itch my ear a little bit. I know. And I can't greet everybody just yet. I gotta show you this clip. Hold on. This gonna be controversial. Watch this. This gonna be controversial. I ain't seen this in the news. I don't know who these people are. I don't watch news, so I have no idea. Ungamani, watch your head. Ungamani, hold on. Ungamani. Mama, I rescue you. It's a good movie. Y'all should watch it. All right, look. This is what I saw this morning. Watch this.
As conservative Fox News host Laura Ingraham is essentially forced off air by a boycott. Jacqueline Vuga has the details.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. A lesson that one of the most popular hosts on Fox News, the most watched cable news network in the U.S., is learning the hard way. Over a dozen of Laura Ingraham's top advertisers have pulled their commercials from her program. And Fox says the week off the host is now taking was pre-planned, but many think it may have something to do with 17-year-old David Hogg. He is one of the survivors of the Parkland school shooting and is practically a household name in America at this point.
Okay, hold on, stop. Not no household names. It's not. Maybe I don't know any of these people. I don't know Sarah Vaughn. What's her name? Verica Vaughn. Whatever her name is, I don't know her. I don't watch television. I don't watch Colonizer news. David Hogg, I don't know you. I don't know you. So hold on. So you want to take my spears? Let's see what's. I know I'm gonna get in trouble on this one. I don't care. I don't care. Do I look like I care? Do I look like I came from people who weren't murdered and raped all damn day from on every continent on the world to grow your mahogany and harvest your mahogany and grow your cotton? Do I look like I give a damn? Hold on. Because I want to clarify. I want to clarify something because people get confused sometimes. They misunderstand. See, not only is my heritage African, my heritage is also Irish. So I didn't came from some Irish slaves too. That's right. Irish indentured servant slaves. And these were just the lucky ones who actually made it to America. The ones who didn't make it to America, my ancestors, y'all murdered, killed them, threw them over the boats. And that's the ones they didn't kill in Ireland. So no, this is not a racial thing. This is an understanding of just some real straight truth. You ain't getting my spear. I know what happens when y'all take the spears. Bad stuff. You can't have a wrap on a spear. You can't have a semi-automatic spear. You can't have a handle. You can't have the forge that makes it. And you know what? So before we go into the news a little bit, now let's go to the news. Let's go to the news. I was gonna tell you about Shaka's spear. He had a special spear. He had if you've seen the movie, he had a special spear. It wasn't just any old spear. It was a spear that was highly sharp because of Africa was made up of all these different tribes. So he had a special spear made. It was so special, he had to go find the ugliest woman he could find. He went and found her and decided, we're gonna make some spears and we're gonna make a big empire. She ugly as all get out. Just eyeballs just rolled up in her head. She couldn't see nothing, but she made the spear. And she forged it in fire and blood. But that's another discussion. We're not gonna talk about, I forgot her name, the witch. Voodoo, the witch queen, nasty, ugly, but she can make the spears, but you can't have my spear. All right, anyway, let's go back. So let's see what these people are fighting over today. What y'all fighting about? Colonizer news. This is the American colony. What we fighting over?
This is the start.
Violence than fighting in the war, but we murdered more kids and more women have been raped in our wars than guns have killed in America. So let's be clear on some statistics. Besides, I think, isn't it? More people were killed in car accidents in America. More people were maimed by vaccines in America. More people, cheddar cheese and cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer in America. More people have died. More troops died of suicide every day from suicide. Okay, so this is not about saving lives. I want to see what we're talking about because this is not about saving lives. All right, let's keep going.
It's time to work together. Let's put the USA over the NRA.
In a recent interview, Hogg mentioned that he had been rejected by a number of universities. And for some unknown reason, Ingraham decided to mock the student online, belittling his grade point average, and told him to stop whining.
David Hogg rejected by 4 colleges to which he applied and whines about it. Dinged by UCLA with the 4.1 GPA, totally predictable given acceptance rates. That was mean. I agree with that, y'all. That was mean. Let's be honest. That is some bullying. That's not nice. You a grown adult. Laura, is that name? I thought her name was Veronica Vaughn. No, it's Laura Ingham. That was mean. I admit, I agree. You shouldn't be saying that to kids. Not kids with even though the kids might be wrong, you still don't talk to children like that.
Now, in a different day and age, with different players, the whole thing may have gone unnoticed. But Hogg, who now has over 700,000 Twitter followers, chose to use professional.
Okay, so I appreciate Lionel, and I always appreciate his perspective. I'm gonna give you my perspective. So number one, you don't talk down to kids. You don't do that. You know, there's an appropriate way to do things and not. So she was wrong about that. And I love the kid's passion. David Hogg, I love your passion. However, son, you got to pay attention in history class. A lot of bad things your government's doing that they're not telling you in school. They're murdering a whole lot of people. A lot of people dying every single day. So the idea that we're going to go for gun control, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's not a thing. It's not going to be a thing. Never was a thing. Not going to be a thing. All you're going to do is start a revolution. And that's what's supposed to happen. When you go to take people's spears, they're supposed to give you the spear, the sharp end of it. That's how this works. The only way to stop the colonizers is with the weapons they carry. So hold on, I'm getting a little hot. Let me get off a shocker head for a minute. Hold on. Oh goodness, I gotta. Whew. Man, it gets hot in there. Here we go. It's David Hogg. I'm not gonna talk bad about the kid. I'm not, because like I said, I love kids' passion, but nothing is untouchable. If you step up to the big people's discussions, then big people are supposed to discuss with you. So we can have a discussion. And what he said earlier, it's not a debate. Yet, well, I agree, it's not a debate. Taking spears is not a debate. It's never gonna happen. All you're gonna do is cause a lot of violence. You're not supposed to take anybody's spears, especially not the most evil, murderous, violent government on the face of the planet. So let me see. But I appreciate the passion. But like I said before, somebody's got to call you out. Somebody's got to pull you up. Not some silly Fox News person who wants to fight with you like she's a child too, but an adult that pulls you up. Just come and say, look, come here, baby. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you, baby. Let me talk to you for a minute. Everything that you have on your body is made with slave labor. Everything in your school is made on slave labor. Everything that holds up this whole society. My shirt is made on, if not slave labor dollars that came from slavery or the cotton trade further, which is why I actually have it reversed. It's hot in here. I got it reversed. You can't see the label because I'm not promoting a label, because all these corporations have to fall. The only fight that's ever been fought in the history of time is the haves versus the have-nots. And the have-nots are the ones they always take the guns from. They always take the spears and the knives and the bow and arrows from, and they murder them. And they indoctrinate their children to come up in schools and believe things like this and say things like this. So I appreciate his passion, but I also appreciate Lionel's perspective, which is spot on. This is just nothing but a Democrat thing. I don't know if the Democrats got everybody together or not. That's too much information for me. But what I do know is they don't have a platform. That's what that is about. One, there is hate Trump, which is stupid. It's hate. You're supposed to be against hate. And he won the election, so he's the president. Shut up. Nobody cares. Don't hear that. Two is take the guns. You're not getting the guns. It's not going to happen, right? You're not going to get the spears, because the last time you did that, Democrats, you didn't walk us all into slavery. No. So that's not even news to me. What are we saying? Natives got along great before weapons. Natives got along great before weapons and subjugating other beings. Yes, they did, Teresa, because we always do. Human beings don't want to fight. The only time we fight is when somebody shows up with a weapon stronger than ours. Then we got to protect our women folk. We got to protect our kids. Some of us got to protect our man folk. Sometimes people get married. The woman's a little bigger, stronger, smarter. The husband's a little subservient, kind of walks around. She got to protect him. But when your neighbors got bigger weapons and colonizers show up on the coast, that's not going to happen. So not news, not a thing, not going to be a thing. You can try all you want. It's not going to happen. So stop. We talked about that. I don't want to talk about it no more. They are young adults, not kids, not in this circumstance. Yes, Georgia, and that's the point. They're young adults. Okay. Yeah, kind of, maybe, sort of. I don't know. What is he, 17? He's a kid to me. I got gray coming all out of my face. He's a kid. This is the way I see it. I don't like the word young adults, because I think it confuses people. These are kids. If you are under 26, you are a kid, right? Because you don't have a fully formed frontal lobe until you're 26. So people with fully and unfully formed frontal lobes do not form policy in a society. They do not start revolutions. They don't, they shouldn't be politically speaking. They need to be in school learning. They need to know all of history. They need to know what happened all over this world. They need to know the colonizers that took over everything. They shouldn't be speaking. They should be listening. That's why we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Because when you're under 26, you're supposed to listen. And when you speak, it's supposed to be something fun. You're supposed to be out playing with your friends, doing things. You need to let adults take care of the adult issues. There will be no spirit control. That's why I don't like the, George, I hear what you're saying. I don't like the word young adult. I don't. I just call them kids because they're not even human yet. They don't have a human brain yet. So they can't be forming decisions on this level that affects human life. They can't be forming decisions that gives a government that's invading the entire world, putting guns in the hands of 13-year-olds all over this planet. They can't give them any more power by taking spears from people who live in this country. So I appreciate the passion. I love it, but it's not a thing. It's not going to be a thing. What else we got? Spear pressure. Yeah. That is what that is. It's spear pressure. That's exactly what it is. So they need to go play. Let the kids be kids, y'all. Don't get behind this. What's wrong with you? If I say, oh, well, she shouldn't be bullying. No, she shouldn't be bullying him. And they pulled her sponsors, which is probably what should have happened, right? You can't fight it. You don't want to fight a kid. You want to nurture them and guide them and take their passion and point it in the right direction. You don't go start fighting them about what colleges they didn't get to and GPA, silly, dumb stuff. Remember, when somebody makes an attack personal, it's because they lack the intelligence to actually debate the whole point. And the concept simply is that spirit control isn't a thing. It's not going to be. I got a little sound delay. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with that this morning. Showed up and would not learn our language or acculturate into our society. We should have built a wall. Yeah, Teresa, that's that colonizer thing. You talk about the Native Americans, right? Hey, look, you trying to have arrow control. They knew exactly where to put those arrows. Now, unfortunately, the guns, they fired a little faster, and they were able to trick some of the Native Americans to side up against each other, which is the same thing they did to the Africans. They got them side up against each other, which is the same thing they did with ISIS and ISIL and in the Middle East. They get them to side up against each other. They always find some sellouts that are willing to go for spear control. They always find some sellouts that are willing to go for arrow control. They always find some sellouts that want to give the 1%, the 0.01%, the elites more power and poor people less. And that's what you call these people on. You don't call them on their GPA. You don't do that. That's just foul. You just call them on the truth that they need to spend a little more time in history class, and they need to know how this world was formed into a massive slave plantation where we have forced labor on all continents. That's the discussion right there. All right, so I don't want to spend too much time on that. I saw it this morning. I was like, oh, Lord. But you know what? And another point on that, though, that's why you can't take no money. If you want to be a journalist, you got to live poor. If you want to be honest, you got to be poor. You take that money, honey, then they control your voice. And now you're apologizing and lost your thing. Kid got 700,000 Twitter followers. I got about 7. Shit. Hold on. Ding! I probably got 5 now. Because I live in a colony and there's a whole lot of slave mines around here. So what else we got? I want to move on to other stuff, but let me see. These kids should not be bogged down with this mess. Yes, Lynn, they shouldn't. This is an adult issue. This is not a high school issue, right? When bad things happen, whatever it is, again, you got people who still debate if all the truth is known and none of the truth is known or whatever did happen. I don't care about that. What I care about is after these things happen, they use disaster capitalism to try to get their way, and they're using kids to try to do this. And this is wrong because you're setting them up for failure. You can't take a 17-year-old kid and put him on the side of people who enslaved the world. That's stupid. You're going to make him fall flat on his face when he actually looks at history and realizes who he's actually standing behind and what they're doing all over this world. My God, who was it? Prince Prince Ben Salman Laden, what is his name? Prince Ben Salman, Salam Laman. What's that? Oh, the Saudi prince name, dude. That's here. He's here in America, touring everybody, meeting with everybody, and meet with the presidents, Goldman Sachs and Cheerios and Pepsi Cola. Everybody he's meeting with, all the big banks. And what are they talking about? What he slipped up in the Washington Post interview? You know what he said? He said that the West actually is the ones who told them to promote Wahhabism all over the world. I think he didn't slip. He didn't slip. But he's the king. He runs and he tells these presidents and Congress what to do. So he can say what the hell he wants to say. And he's just throwing more of it out there, which is what we kind of already knew before, that Saddam, what is his name? The tall dude, the terrorist, about 8 feet tall. What's his name? With the Bin Laden, the one he's down in Bermuda right now at the CIA retirement camp, drinking Mai Tais with all the girls, because they ain't killing him. That's their boy. He's been on their payroll for a long time, and we've known this. But so it's just further information that they get these kids and they put them in front of very evil people as buffers. No different than how they do in Syria, right? The American government funded the what's happening in Ghouta, where they took all the people, put them on top of the building in cages to stop the Syrian government from bombing them, so they couldn't leave, they couldn't flee. They stopped Russia from making a corridor to get citizens out. But this is what they do. It's a human shield. And this kid, David Hogg, he's a human shield. That's what this is about. It's what it's always about. Evil people always find somebody to buffer. They need a buffer. Because when you look at their true dirt and you look at their true evil, you look how they worship violence, they worship murder. They don't give a damn about rape if it isn't their child. They don't care. They don't care how you die. They don't care. They just want to take, they're happy to take your spear. I think they realize, though, that they can't take the spears, but what they do want is they want you fighting. They want you arguing. They want you emotional. They want you divided. Instead of just looking at the long game. Play the long game. Play the long game. That's why I say my position on gun control is very simple. Play the long game. Build a society where people don't feel they need guns and the guns go away. It's that simple. You don't have to go murder people to take their guns. And speaking of that, hold on. Let's these people that you're talking about, these people that you want to control the guns. Let me show you something. I saw something else this morning. You got to be freaking kidding me. Let me show you this. Look at this. These are the people who want to control the guns. I got to turn the sound off. These are the people. This is what they do. This is Syria. This is Ghouta. This is what Ghouta looks like now. These are the people. We're gonna bring some peace, right? Well, let me make it a little bigger. Make sure y'all can see this. These are the people that's gonna bring some peace, right? These are the people that love peace. Gun control is a good idea. This is some of their handiwork. This is what Ghouta looks like right now. They've destroyed it. This was a modern city. It looked no different than New York City almost, except for the minus some of the high towers, the high rises. This is their work. This is what they do. So, all right, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but you got to talk about some true things. You know, when you're dealing with colonizers, they're sneaky and they're tricky. And I don't know that the DNC is behind him, but when they start coming out and saying stuff like Obama is now and Clinton and everybody's getting behind them, they're up to something. I don't know if they put him in that office. Maybe he was just an outspoken young man. You know, his heart is in the right place, but his history is totally wrong, completely wrong, and he's completely on the wrong side of it. You want a peaceful society, making war and taking arrows and spears is not the way to go about it. All right, we done with that one? Are we done? Let me see. Now it's just drone footage of Ghouta, Eastern Ghouta. Tim says they're cowards. They are cowards. They're cowards because they don't have discussions that are honest, right? They don't want you saying things like, oh, somebody said the broadcast is having trouble. Yeah, they'll play these games. They'll play these games. But this is dumb. It's just ridiculous. Most of the world does not feel a need to have guns. Right, Joan? Thank you. And this is what I'm saying, is that you always have two extreme sides of the debate. You know, you always, they form people to make them sound like they're, oh, you're just gun nuts. No, they're not. They know how violent this government actually is. And when you have a peaceful society like everywhere else, damn it, just got back from Belize. People happy. They're happy. They may not have a lot of money. You know, you might say that they live in poverty, but they're happy. They don't need guns. They don't want guns. They could care less. It's news when someone dies there. In America, it's never news. When someone dies in America, it's business as usual. When you build a peaceful society and you stop telling people what to do, you stop forcing your religion or your atheism on them, when you stop making them want to go to have their kids in schools like you, when you stop that, then the people become happy. Damn it. And what happens when the people become happy? They have fertility rallies. This is Japan, y'all. They're having a fertility rally in Japan. This is what happened. Have fertility. They got popsicles. All right, let me turn that off. But this is the thing. If you build a society in love, right? You build a society that's peaceful. You take away the reasons for people to have guns. You get rid of all these laws that are telling people how to live. Then they don't feel a need to protect themselves, and they get rid of their guns peacefully, and then they dance in the street with penises. Oh, I'm sorry. I can show that. Don't get mad at me. I think I can show that. I think I can. Y'all got the pussy hat things and whatever. I can show penis rally. Penis rally. Oh goodness, fertility. And that's what we need to be doing. In the colonies, we need to have you having more babies. We might be needing those babies down the road, y'all. We might. Japan, that's Japan. I'm not gonna show. I'll show you the link you want. I'm not gonna show the whole rally. It's special, very special. Let me see what else we got. I know some Russian racism today. What are they talking about? Moving around, oh, trade war. That was in the news. Trade war. So check this out.
A trade confrontation is heating up between Beijing and Washington. China has slapped $3 billion in tariffs on 128 products imported from the U.S., including pork, wine, and fruit. The move follows several weeks of Chinese officials' warnings over the escalating dispute between the two countries. No.
Trade war. You know my stance on it. I'm like, trade war. Yeah, we got it. We got the trade war. Yes. That's the way to do it. Like, what the hell? Why is he cheering for a trade war? Why? Because you hear what the trade war is over right now? Pork, wine, and cheese. Because all my friends, all the poor people, we're going to be hurt by the sale of pork, wine, and cheese. You know how this works, right? So the elite, the 0.01%, the billionaires, they get all not dummies, just people who don't understand these things. They get them yelling and screaming, we don't want a trade war. We don't want a trade war. Trade wars are bad. And meanwhile, when the trade war always happens, it's nothing anybody you know sells. You know, the people I know what they sell? They don't sell pork, wine, and cheese. Well, some of them sell wine, but that's a different kind of wine. It's like this. Y'all remember her? Trade war. Like the fast her out. Put more tears. All right, I'll stop on that one. I know. I'm not mean. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying, this is selective tears for the billionaires that run this world. That doesn't affect me. You want to have selective tears against trade wars. You want to have selective tears against gun control. You want to have selective tears because you just hate Trump. You want to have I have no time for that. I'm too old. Like I said, I got gray coming all out my face. I really don't have time for selective wine and cheese and selective pork. Damn it, you shouldn't be selling pork anyway. Trade wars are good, y'all. They build up local economies. It's a good idea. Let's put big pork out of business. Can we put big wine out of business too? Let's put big cheese out of business. We put them out of business, then local small makers, they can come up. You know, you can have vegan. They have vegan pork. What would that be called? Toporky? Sporfurky? I don't know what they'll call it. They'll call it something with the tofu, porky. You know, like let those companies come up. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. Let the billionaires lose. Let these corporations go out of money. Let them run out of money. Oh my gosh. Lisa said, poor baby. She ain't poor. Lisa don't have no, She know what she's doing. She too cute. She knows she with that little face like this. She like a Democrat. But I'm not just like a Democrat. She like a Republican too. Last time they put that face on, he doesn't have a birth certificate. All right. I'm done. Let me stop. Trade wars don't kill people. No, Lisa, they do not. Trade wars build up small businesses. Trade wars are good. My only critique of Trump in this trade war is it needs to be on everything. It needs to be a tariff across the board. It doesn't need to be selective because he doesn't have any friends in pork, wine, and cheese. It needs to be across the board. You know, when you shut down these billionaires' ability to make a lot of money, when you stop wearing shirts that, you know, I can see the label right here, but I don't want y'all to see it. When you stop wearing their labels, when you stop supporting big businesses, they run into trouble. They have less money. When they have less money, they buy less politicians. When they buy less politicians, you might actually get a Democrat or a Republican who can actually make a decision that's not given to them, right? That's how this works. This whole thing needs to collapse. Oh, you know, but Trump did say something good. Are you so get in trouble now? I'm gonna say something. Trump did say something good too. You know what he said? My Trump friends will be happy on this one. I'm not sure if he'll do it, but he said the other day, he said that the war in Syria has to stop. He said the troops will be coming home soon. I don't know what that means, but that is a good thing. So those of y'all who just hate Trump because you hate him because he's Trump, or because he's not a Democrat, or because he's white, whatever y'all hate him for, he's a billionaire. Now, I'm a skeptic, like I said. If you got billions of dollars, I think that you always lie and cheat, and you did that to get there. I know people who know him, who did business with him, and he did lie, cheat, and did some real horrible things, but that's not the point. The point is, troops coming home from Syria is a good thing. If he actually does that, that's a good thing. I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think that's how this thing works. I don't think the deep state allows you to do these things. I think you can say them, just how Obama said it, but it didn't happen for 8 years. And then 8 years, the troops still over there. I have friends, who are serving over there, and they're like, the war is over, you know, major aggression has stopped. The troops are coming home, or the troops are home. And I have friends who are sitting in Afghanistan listening to it in Afghanistan, like, oh, the troops are home? Okay, why are we still here? So it's not going to happen, but it is a good thing that he said that. Be anti-war. Don't be anti-Trump. Be anti-war. When he says something that's anti-war, have enough integrity to stand up and say that's the right damn thing, and let's push it and make it happen. Let me see. They don't need our assistance in destroying the world. Boycott them and everything they stand for. Yes, Sandra, everything. Let it all come crumbling down. The trade wars will do that. Stop supporting them will do that. Stop buying will do that. The less money they have, the better off we are. Make sure you're on the right side of this thing, y'all. Just never forget, there's no Democrats and Republicans. They don't exist. There is no left and a right. You just got a lot of dumb, poor people that fight each other and make the billionaires a lot more money. That's all we have. You know, that's why I'm not into these issues in gun control and racism and all these emotionally highly charged issues that are just served to divide people. It's stupid. You're just forming on the side of the people who we need to take all the power from. All right. Okay, I got somebody that disagrees with me. About time. Okay. Maybe some people disagree, they just don't say anything. All right, Ivana. Okay, sister, I'm with you. Tell me what you disagree with. We can have a discussion. I like discussions. Please tell me what you disagree with. I just think murdering people is a bad idea. And the people who are making all the decisions are murdering everybody. I think rape is a bad idea. And the people who are making the decisions are destabilizing the countries, and rape is running rampant, and they're selling kids into sex slavery. I think these things are bad, you know? And it's not even a religion thing. It's not even an ethic thing or a moral thing. It's a human thing, which is why I don't do the politics. To me, politics, there's no time for politics right now. Right now, this is all about human life. It's about human rights, which is we have to be team human. And once you understand that the division is against team human, then maybe you won't disagree, but I'll wait and maybe you got something that you want to disagree with. But in the meantime, but I appreciate it. I like a discussion. I'm not talking down to you. Love you to death, sister. I do. And that's how we get smarter as we disagree with each other. But give me some evidence. Give me some information. Give me some facts. Give me something I can go with. Give me something I can chew on. But until then, killing people is a bad idea. And the people that you go to get these laws are killing people, and they don't need to be in power. Oh yeah, Lynn, Assange, thank you for that. Thank you for the reminder. So Assange, they cut off his internet. Same people. They say same people. Now this brother, he's been, how long has he been there, Lynn? He's been there for 10 years. So he's been on lockdown for 10 years. The guy's going mentally ill for doing what? For having integrity and telling on these people. Telling on the spirit controllers, telling on the anti-trade wars, telling on the people who keep siding against poor people with the wealthiest people. And so for having integrity, for having come forward and saying, you know what, they're lying about the wars, producing true information from whistleblowers that's being handed out, they've shut down his internet. No interest in turning back on. The Ecuador government flipped over, it's a new government in there, and they shut him down. That man's going to go crazy. And that's what they're trying to do. You know, they're trying to make him go crazy. Why? Because if you're like living in a box and you can't even reach out and speak to people, you're eventually going to flip. And when he flips, you know, but this is what they do to kids in prison, right? This is why the Democrats and the Republicans put all these children in prison under the age of 26, because they know they can screw them up. They know they can take a kid on the wrong path in life and turn them into a monster. And that's why they do that. They put them in prisons with grown men. They put them in prisons with gang members. What was the kid's name in New York? Khalid Browder. They put him in prison in the gang unit, right? They make them highly dangerous and they release them back into society. This is a Democrat and Republican program. This is a strategy of the right and the left. This is what they want to do. They want Assange to go crazy. All right, so we had a discussion. Let me see. Trade wars bring prices up. U.S. ordinary people won't be able to afford anything. I know, Yvonne, and you're right about that. You're right. But isn't that a good thing? To me, that's a good thing. It's a good thing because Americans buy too much junk. Americans are too much. Consumerism is what allowed these corporations to buy our government. So kind of think out the long term. Don't think out the short term and what the talking points they give us. Think out the long term. When Americans stop buying crap, what do? They start making things. When they stop buying crap, they have more money in the bank. When they stop buying stuff they don't need, when they stop getting the new iPhone and getting new shoes, then it means that they're not buying it from the billionaires. You can now buy it from small size businesses, from mom and pop shops. This is why sustainability is definitely about a trade war. We definitely want a trade war. Absolutely. We want a trade war across the board, because when you have local strong economies and neighborhoods, you have a strong national economy and you have a strong world economy. And so the example would be Puerto Rico, right? Why is Puerto Rico in trouble? Puerto Rico's in trouble is because they lived on the billionaires' junk. They bought all of the crap the billionaires would ship down there. And so they couldn't have their own local sustainable economy. They made the Puerto Rico a dependent, which is what the colonizers always do. They make us dependent on their corporations. They make us dependent on their trade routes and whatever's forced labor, slavery type of junk that they're making. So the trade war is a wonderful thing because it separates people's dollars from those billionaires. It is a great thing. The only thing that's dangerous is the price of food going up. And that'll just be a bump, because the great thing about food is you have small time farmers who are ready to go. You have organic farmers that are just waiting for prices to go up because they can't compete. So food is a thing that's waiting to go from a small business perspective. And so all the food that we import, if that actually becomes a trade war, you know how long it take to grow lettuce? 30 days, girl, 30 days. So in 30 days, if we have a lettuce trade war, China stops sending lettuce, Canada stops sending us lettuce, Mexico stops sending us lettuce, we had lettuce in 30 days. Local lettuce, fresh lettuce too. Just when you bite it, crunchy, delicious, got all the natural compound nutrients and everything, make your body feel good, enzymes, your immune system starts working, and now it's working, so it's killing the colds and viruses, so you're not buying from pharmaceutical companies. When you're not buying from pharmaceutical companies, they can't buy politicians, they can't force these drugs down our throats, and so it is a great thing. I love a trade war. That's why I'm rooting. trade war, trade war, trade war. But we need more stuff. All right, let me see. Truth telling, amazingly unpopular to sleepy Americans. Sad. Yes, Kim. Telling the truth it is sad. Well, it's mostly to me though, because like we talked about yesterday, I think they're scared. That is the real problem, is people are scared that they can't guide the chips to fall where they may. Like when you tell the troops the chips are supposed to fall, and they want them to fall in the places that make their indoctrination comfortable. And I'm all about, no, indoctrination shouldn't have comfort, right? Because indoctrination mostly was a lie. When these kids are born, you tell them one thing, you tell them another thing, and fit in this box, in this category. You're black, you're blue, you're white, you're Christian, you're this, you're that. Yeah, you know, so I want these chips to fall in my section, right? And they got that selective outrage. So I think we tell the truth and let the chips do what the hell they do, you know, because they like to guide stuff, you know. And that's why I talk about the Irish slaves, because they like to play these games with people. Like, oh, but it was more African slaves. It doesn't matter if it was more. It doesn't matter. I know. Well, I know my two Twitter followers just went to one. Boom, boom. That's okay. I don't do this for friendship. I do this because it's the truth. But the reality is, if you bring a child from Ireland on a boat with a bunch of vagabonds, how many of those little Irish girls do you think actually made it to America? Let's go back. How many do you actually think made it? They died on the boat. They were raped to death and thrown over the edge of the boat. That's how this stuff goes. This is why you got to be against the colonizers every step. You got to be against the people trying to guide the truth and the chips and how they fall. The people who don't cheer the truth, they only cheer the truth when it suits them, when it only suits their indoctrination. All right. We have too much stuff and things now. We're running out of room for more junk. Yeah, we're running out of room, Lisa. People buying storage areas and just storing stuff, just junk, asteroid dust, iPhones, TVs, Betamaxes, VHS. People just junk, just need. Americans need to have that broken. It needs to be broken, right? And a great thing. So, and then you think about the Congo, and you think about in South America, the tin mining that they're doing. Once the trade war really gets in effect and hits small electronics, there's no more demand for these things. Oh my goodness, now it's expensive to make a drone. Oh my goodness, now you can't murder as many people. Oh my goodness, now there's not a big call for coltan in the Congo. So now you're not shoving 5-year-olds down in caves to pick the coltan, you know? But I appreciate it. I appreciate the discussion. I like to think things out and think them through. Like I used to believe all this stuff. I used to really believe in it until I really started listening to all sides of all issues. And when you really start listening to all sides of all issues and you get out of your groupisms, your tribalisms, you realize that there are intelligent people on all sides of all of this. You know, and when there are intelligent people, they don't, you know, they have a point. They may not have all the points. They may not know your points and you don't know their points, but they have very good points on all sides of these debates. And that's why they divide everybody up. Let me see. No luggage rack on a hearse. Ooh, yes, Teresa. There are no luggage racks on a hearse. So what else we got? So we got some other stuff other than that. Let me see. What did Heather say? Russia is the deep. Russia is a beast from the deep now. So now Russia's a beast. Russia's from the deep. She's got tentacles all over the earth, which I just say is a lie. No, they don't. It's the United States of America, got tentacles everywhere. Skripal, the spy. The spy that was poisoned. He was poisoned by a poison and Russia did it. And it was worse than, hang on. I can't do it. I can't do it yet. I can't do it. Oh, let me back up. I can't do it unless I actually had a right background. I can't talk Russian racism because now they're not trolls anymore. Now they're tentacled monsters from the deep blue sea. Tentacled monsters. Let me see if I can find a tentacled monster. It looked like Russia. Don't make me play the Russian anthem again. I'll play it again. I love, listen, why is their anthem so nice? Why is their anthem so awesome and our anthem stinks? Can anybody explain that to me? Why does our anthem sound like a kid who drank too much pesticide in his punch and just had to do a project? Why can't we have a good anthem? Why can't we have a good national anthem? You hear the Russian national anthem, and it just makes you want to just, I don't know, makes you feel good. I want to feel good. But anyway, that's why I started with the Russian national anthem. I don't believe any of this. I don't believe any of it. You know, like, you want me to be upset with Russia. You want me to yell, scream, oh, Russia trying to take over the world. Russia gonna come get us, Russia. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think the same trillionaires that own Russia own us. The same trillionaires own the world. They run every damn thing. So I don't believe all this Russian racism has a, I don't know, which tentacle creature is Russian? Oh, look at that one. I like that one. You know, oh, we got to put Putin's face in there somewhere. So now Russia is like a monster from the deep blue. Maybe look like this one right here. So anyway, so Skripal, this was the spy who was poisoned, right? Y'all remember this one? He was the spy who was poisoned by a poison that was 10 times worse than VX poison. I don't even know what VX poison is, but it's supposed to be pretty bad. Something probably the United States has. But somehow nobody died. Nobody died. His daughter didn't die. In fact, his daughter was back on Facebook. His daughter was back on social media like a week ago. He's out now. He's walking around, bopping around, licking an ice cream cone. And I was listening to the crosstalk. They were talking this morning about how ridiculous it is that, oh, well, they put the poison, they put the Russia didn't put the poison on the door handle. They touched the door handle and almost killed him. But they made the point, said, wait a minute, but if they left the house at 7 a.m. and they didn't get sick till around 4 o'clock, that's some really sucky poison. That poison, and I guess the police officer got something on his finger too, and he didn't go to the hospital. I'm just like, they're lying. They are lying. They haven't produced one shred of evidence that anybody was poisoned. They didn't give anything to Russia. They didn't put anything in the news. They had no pictures of the guy even in the hospital in the bed. I think they made the whole thing up. I think it's all BS. But meanwhile, they expelled diplomats. We're into this whole Cold War thing. It's all BS. It's all BS from the bottom to the top to the top to the bottom. Russia is not a multi-tentacled beast. Russia is just another beast that's fighting some of the American oligarchs, some of the American billionaires, some of maybe the globalist billionaires, and it's just a fight between them. Ain't got nothing to do with us. So I don't agree with the Russian racism. I have no interest in that. I think it's a lie. Until you have any evidence, I think it's a lie. I tell you what is true: 22 soldiers kill themselves every day. That's true. In fact, it's probably more than that now. What's true is we're still bombing weddings. We're still bombing schools, right? The contradiction, right? Oh, get upset when it's a school shooting, but be okay when it's a school bombing. It's okay with that. It's okay to do that, right? It's okay to starve 20 million people in Yemen. So let me see. What else we got? What else we got? Because a communist country, they start programming nationalism in pre-K. Yes, because that we are. And we're not capitalists. And that's the problem. People say, oh, it's capitalism. That's the problem. No, we are a capitalist, social commune hybrid of a ridiculous, retarded government. That's what we are. And we teach the kids from very early ages to hate themselves, hate other indoctrination, embrace their indoctrination, you know, and they play this game with people and we go along with it and we reinforce the indoctrination in our children. We got to stop doing that. Because not written by, what'd you say, Mary? Because not written by an old white male. Mary, be careful. You know how I feel on that. Stay away from my brothers. The white males are my brothers. Like the black males, like the purple males, like the yellow males, like the yellow females and the white females. The skin color has nothing to do with anything, but I think you're joking. I think you're being sarcastic because you know where I stand on that. You know, the laws are always written by the colonizers, that 0.01% that have invaded and taken over the world. And it's not Britain, it's the colonizers, because Britain was colonized, it was the first country to be colonized. And then they took that model worldwide. So, all right. What else we got? If poisoned by such poison, she would not have recovered. Thank you, Ivana. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. If it was a real poison, she'd been dead. But why in the heck is it still in the news? Why in the heck are diplomats being pushed away? Why in the heck is all of this happening? It's because they invent the stories and people jump on it and go with it. And they don't ask questions like that. Great question. Spot on. Putin is not perfect. Putin is not perfect, but his hands on animal rights, advocates. Okay, you got a bunch of links. I can't see all the links, but Putin is not perfect. Oh no, well, no, and on that, Putin is a monster. That brother is nasty. He is a horrible monster. He murders people like everybody else. He's a billionaire like the rest of them. He is not perfect by any stretch, but he murders significantly less people than Washington. Every administration, right? He's a little baby murderer. Like he's trying to get up on the game. He's nowhere near what Goldman Sachs and the deep state and Wall Street and what they're up to after they purchased the American government. So that's why I talk positive about Putin, because he's just a baby murderer. He's not, but yeah, don't ever mistake it to think that I think Putin is a good guy. He is not. He's a nasty dude. He just happens to be a nasty dude that seems to be fighting some other nasty dudes. I'm all okay with nasty dudes fighting each other. I'm not okay with the poor lining up against the poor with nasty dudes behind them happily. You need to send David back to class, brother. Send history. We need to do some history. All right. Let me see. They went to the damn park too. Right, Lynn, they went to the park, got some ice cream. Didn't they get like some waffles and ice cream? They're sitting there chilling, just licking the ice cream cone, and ooh, my stomach hurts. They got some bad milk in that ice cream. That's what it was. It was some of that American milk with the pesticides and what they do in the water, in the milk. That's what it was. They got some bad milk in their ice cream. That's all it was. They had an upset tummy and they kind of made this whole thing up. That's what I think. Critical thought is dead amongst the masses. Yes, it is, Renee, which is why we got to talk about the truth and start going back to using critical thought again. People falling for the okie doke as planned. Yes, because we got the slave minds. We fall for the okie doke every time, which is why every time someone puts something out there, you question it. Always question anything that makes it on the news. That's why I don't know these people. I don't know half the people. What's her name? Heather Vaughn. I don't know the Fox News lady. Now David somebody. I don't know any of these people because I don't watch their news because they lie all the time. I don't have time for lies. I want to know something that's true. I get more truth from my comment feed than I get from the news ever. So the only news I watch the Russian news, not because I think it's true, but because it is they're combating what's in the country I live in. They'll tell the truth about the dirt my country's up to. So I won't watch my country's news. And if I were in Russia, I'd be watching American news because they'll say the truth about what's happening in Russia. That's how this works. But we got to be smart enough to know that. 60 Minutes in had a great story yesterday on soldiers' brains after war. Oh, brother Harley, thank you. I love that. The whole warrior genes and how the warrior genes invoke the violence in people. That's interesting. That's really interesting, Harley, because I have to look at that because this is what war does. This is how they destabilize a world. They make money from destabilizing populations. And the more warrior genes you can invoke in people through war or sending invaders. I got a colony picture. Hold on. I'm going to colonize. There we go. The more warrior genes you can invoke, the angrier people are, the easier they are to control. Because the more they turn against each other with these selective truths in these games they like to play. So I have to take a look at that. 60 Minutes. Thank you, brother. Of course, Mary, I know you joking, Mary. I know you joking. I know you. I know. Have to keep the Russian narrative going. That's right, Mary. They got to keep the Russian racism going. They got to keep getting people to turn against others of Russian descent because that's how the game is played. Turn poor people against poor people. Russia, like U.S., is run by ABC intelligence agencies. Yes, it is. And I think it's the same ones. I think all the same ones do. Violence only breeds more violence. Yes, Crystal. And that's why everybody wants the guns anyway. They know because if they can destabilize society, they can get people emotional. They can get intellectuals emotional. They can get intellectuals to embrace the worst evil people on the planet who cause the problems to actually solve the problems. I think we got real problems. Meanwhile, I don't know, where is this? Elsewhere in the world, we got some real problems. I got some problems. I clicked the wrong button. I don't want to go there. Hold on. I want to show you this. We got some real problems. I think this might be Florida. I don't know where, but they got alligators in houses, man. Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, they're trying to get an alligator out of somebody's house. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Not some spy that works for the 1%. You got an alligator in your house, damn it, that's a real problem. We got real problems in the world. We got another real problem. We got China. What's China? Look at this.
Right. China has just launched yuan-backed oil futures, which will challenge the globally used petrodollar. China is the world's largest oil importer. Until now, it's been paying for its oil in dollars. The newly launched Shanghai Oil Exchange will allow China and other countries to bypass the standard petrodollar. It comes the very same week as Donald Trump unveils billions of dollars of tariffs against China. Oil economist Mamdouh Salameh says the broader implications of the new petro-yuan could be a game changer over the long term.
Don't believe it. I don't think so. It's not a game changer. Nope. See, China's doing a good thing. I like this. How is that a good thing? He wants the dollar to collapse, the petrodollar to collapse? Hell yeah, I do. Of course I do, right? Because that's how they fund the wars. You hit them in the pocket. That's how you stop all the wars and the invasions and the colonizing, and that's how you get your government back, is you take their money. But this isn't going to work. This is them doing their part. China's doing their part. They're bringing competition to the petrodollar, which is a great thing. We aren't doing our part. Our problem is they got the Fed. They don't care. They could care less. They print all the money they want. So any money that goes to the China, the yuan petrodollar, the yuan dollar, the petro yuan, whatever they're going to call it, it doesn't matter. All they're going to do is print more money. You know, and any country that opposes that, they invade anyway. So it doesn't matter. China's doing their job. They're trying to end the war for other reasons, not for the reason they don't want people to be murdered, because China doesn't care neither. They're just like Russia, just like America. They murder and kill everybody. They're colonizers. However, we, the people in the United States, aren't doing our job. We should have ended the Federal Reserve a long time ago. We didn't do that. We should have audited the Fed a long time ago. We didn't do that either. So I don't know that this is really going to result in anything, but a collapse of the dollar, that would be an awesome thing. Just like a trade war would be an awesome thing. Because anything that colonizers don't want, I do want. Think about that for a minute. Don Juan Lemonhead gets on my last nerve. Don Juan Lemonhead. I don't know who's Don Juan Lemonhead, Lynn. I don't know who that is. I think I might know who it is, but you have to clarify with me. I don't know who he is. I don't think American news tells the truth about anyone or anything, especially Russia. No, Chris, they don't. I'm with you. They lie about everything. They've been caught lying about everything. That's why I don't watch any of it. ABC, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, they convince all these people that, oh, they're different. They're not fair and balanced. My news says the truth. And no, none of them do. They're indoctrinating news networks. They tell you the story your indoctrination wants to hear. They tell you the story that makes you comfortable, and so you actually listen. Oh, okay, Don Lemon, Lisa. I don't know who Don Lemon. Like I said, I don't watch the news. Y'all have to tell me who he is, but I don't watch any of them because I don't care. I don't like to be lied to. Brother Braden, welcome to the house. We should make our sustainable. We should make our own sustainable off-grid community. Yes, it's not even should. We should have never left our sustainable off-grid communities. We never should have went on the grid. We never should have agreed with the colonizers. We never should agree with being dependent on their world and their debt-based solutions. We never should have left strong, sustainable communities. And so absolutely right now, one of the main focuses needs to be you going off grid. You going off grid in every way. I'm not just talking about power. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about you being sustainable. Why did that commentator from Fox have to apologize to the 17-year-old kid that she was attacking? Because she wasn't off grid with her finances, right? Her sponsors control her voice. They control what she can and can't say. What she said was wrong, but the reality is, even as an adult, she doesn't have her own voice because she wasn't off grid financially. You need to push as much as you can to become off grid financially, where you support yourself. And even a step in the right direction. If you work for a big mega corporation, maybe you should work for a smaller one, right? Start walking towards being financially stable. Stop buying a lot of crap. Start saving your money. Put your money in solar panels. Put your money in wind vanes. Put your money anywhere. I don't know. I have friends who buy gold, silver, whatever, but stop buying crap. That's what holds up all of this. And so when I say off-grid and sustainable community, I'm talking about everything. You know, you got a local soap maker, buy from them. Make your own soap. You know, buy from a local farmer. Don't buy from a big corporation. Everything totally off colonizer grid. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about power. I'm talking about everything off of their, yes, their monetary system, Lisa. Did I say their monetary Lisa system? I don't know what I said. I need more coffee. But everything off of their monetary system, not spending money, keeping that money in your pocket, walking away from, and you get to a point where you have your savings and it's got earnings, or you have a little small business or whatever, you can walk away from working for them and you spend less money with them. But everybody who gets what's going on in the colonies all over the world, you should be walking towards not giving more money to the billionaires. They don't need any more. They've already become destructive enough. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little late this morning. I can play a little longer, so I'm gonna just keep looking at what people are saying, and we'll just keep the conversation going. I got other news I can get into. I'll see what y'all are saying. Smash the makers of money. Yes, Teresa, we have to smash them. We have to stop embracing this idea that money is a good thing. Money is not a good thing. We stopped evolving when they invented money. That's how they enslaved us. They don't use chains anymore. They use money. Those are your shackles. And the difference is now you have slaves who cheer for their shackles. Please, I need more money. I need more money. Get me more money like a crack addict. I need more. I need a better job. I need income. I need to move it. I gotta quit because I can't need more money. I got a bigger house. I need more cars. Scratching, itching, trying to get more crack. You know, you got people who are so locked into the slave mind that they can't even see that they're cheering their own shackles. There's a nudist art gallery opening up in Ohio where you view nude art in the nude. Len, I have no idea where you're going with that one. I mean, it's but it's a good thing. I mean, it's good for solar energy. You know, your skin are solar panels. The more solar panels you have exposed, the more sun you can take in, the more vitamin D3 you get, because the only way you get vitamin D3 in through your skin to your immune system is through the sun. I'm with you on that. However, not everybody wash their booty cheeks, so I'm not sure that I want to go to a nudist museum. I'm not sure that my nose is going to want to enter into the museum that's kind of closed in and naked people looking at naked people. I'm not sure. I don't. You know, that reminds me of something, man. Oh my God, I woke up this morning and I left the house. The door was unlocked. Like, what the hell? I didn't leave the door unlocked. I know I didn't leave the door. I always lock my door because the deep state out there, the deep state always trying to get you, but locks don't stop them. So I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? I don't have no black helicopters and cars outside my house, but maybe they just kind of unlock my door just to let me know we're watching you, bored, man. I don't care. I don't care. I'll tell you why I don't care. Let me tell you why I think it. I don't care because, number one, I'm here to hold door. I'm here to hold door. I'm here to hold the door for the next generation. So I don't give a damn what you do to me. You can come in my house, come try to get me. I sleep in the nude. That's why I don't wear no clothes. I'm sorry. I go to sleep. I got to be free. I can't do the slavery thing. All the pajamas hold you in restrictions. I want to be free. So you come to get me and drag me out my bed and fight with me. It's going to be a fight, but you better watch out because I ain't coming with 2 fists. It's going to be 3. It's going to be talon knocking, slapping. I'm going to hit you low while the fist hit you high. I'm sorry. You made me think of that. It's like, yeah, you know what? That fight not gonna go how you think it's gonna go. It's gonna be, you gonna have to tase me and do a whole bunch of stuff. It's gonna be testicles in your face. It's gonna be like Cops. Y'all remember that show Cops where they can't drag people out their house naked in drawers and stuff? But y'all need to stop playing with my door. That's not funny. Deep state, not funny. But yeah, I ain't going to that museum, Glenn. I don't think you're gonna find me there. All right, let me see. What else we got? Reciprocity, trade, and barter. Yes, we have to get back to trading and bartering, buying local. Live more frugal, just enough to be comfortable. Yes, we got to stop living outside of our means. Our ancestors got that. They were wise enough to understand that. You can't live outside your means. You got to live within your means. Don't be wasteful. Let me see. She keeps deleting her videos. I wish they, oh, yeah. Well, yeah, Debbie. But that's what they do. That's the game. You know, this is a game of cat and mouse. There's certain things you can't say and certain things you can say, and shutting people down. Everyone's kind of got their own approach. You know, I try to dance around it. You know, the whole point. I think you try to say what you can say, and it's obvious that when she goes live and other people go live, they keep the videos up while they're live because they make money on the advertising. They make money on all of it. They captivate people. They get people to log in, but right after it's done, they delete it. But I think all of this relates to the whole Mark Zuckerberg thing and why he dropped his stock. And I think the SEC is looking to investigate that now, right? Because something is going on. But I think he's sending a message. Like, I don't think he's in control of Facebook. I don't think he's been in control of Facebook in a long time. I think this is just a CIA or something run tool. Lynn's going to the nude art gallery. All right, Lynn. Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't think I can attend that one. All right, what else we got? Let me see. Same with Eastern Europe when colonized by the EU. Ooh, you're hitting Ivana. Those countries are no longer sustainable. They used to be. Good point. Good point. Talking about Brexit and the rest of that, right? Because that's what it's about. And it's the same thing in every single country. They make unsustainable people, and then because they're easy to control, you know. And so when it comes down to that's basically an economic colony. When you talk about the European Union, they're making economic colonies instead of those poor countries. Because how did all this get started? You had a lot of countries that weren't doing well. You know, they were on this. They were on the debt-based solution, the debt-based monetary system, the same banks that run everything. That it's like a debt pyramid. The problem is you only got a few countries that can fit at the top, and everybody else fits way down to the bottom. And so they said, well, let's come together. Look, we can have a strong currency if we all come together. And that was the wrong decision. That was a bank decision. The right decision was, you know what? We need to rebuild up local economies. We need to stop being lazy. Maybe we need to go make some candles. Maybe we need to make soap. Maybe we need to take automation and utilize it for our local economies. Maybe we need to push people back into running their own businesses and opening their own shops and, you know, having sustainable business. Because when you have sustainable countries, you have sustainable continents, but that's not what they want. So good example. Thank you. I appreciate that one. Spot on. It's a good old boy system. It is a good old boy system. What did Carlin say? One of my favorite quotes. It's a big club and ain't none of us in it. Ain't none of us anywhere near it. Let me see, there's some funny stuff in the news too. Let me see what else we got. All right, that's pretty much what I got today. So unless y'all got something else, unless something else is going on in the news, that's the things I wanted to talk about. Bottom up, not top down. Yes, every solution, it needs to come from the bottom up. We have to stop with the top down solutions. If it comes from the colonizers, it's a bad. Hold on, let me see this again. If it comes from the colonizers, it's a bad thing. I love this little girl. She's so fun. We got to stop being selective crybabies. We got to stop whining. We got to stop letting these solutions come from the top down. Like, you got to stop letting them tell you what you're supposed to be crying for and crying about. And you got to start working with people on the bottom, come about your solutions and push them up. That's the only way we go about it. But when they form our decisions for us, when they do our critical thinking for us, we don't get to have any integrity. I mean, my God, Gaza, great example. You know, they're over there destroying things. They're over there. They're calling it a massacre now, that they've killed dozens of people in Palestine. And these are the people that you want gun control, right? These are the people you want to give more power to. You know, they're murdering people every day, and it was a peaceful protest. And so they're all camping out Land Day, and they're using drones to drop tear gas on them. That's our tax dollars. That's us. These are the people you want to give more power to. This is it. This bottom up. It can't be top down. Every time the solution they come from top down, there's always a screw in it. People, yep. Let me go down and see the last couple comments. Free Palestine. We got to free Palestine, right? Those are our cousins. Those are our brothers over there that are suffering. And all that is gun control. That's all it is. They took their weapons, and so all they had were sticks and rocks and stones, and now look what they're doing to them. You don't think they'll do that to you? Keep in mind, let me go back. I'm gonna go back to my Zulu picture. Keep in mind, the same people who colonized and enslaved the entire planet. These people, the same brain that was in their head when they murdered all those people, it's the same brain in their head today. Siberia is burning. Fires similar to California fires. Brooks. Oh, I didn't hear that. Now that is very possible that I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures of California when they had the wildfires, and it was the weirdest thing. The palm trees weren't burning, but the houses were. The cars weren't burning, but the grass was, and it was weird. I don't know if it's a space weapon, but I don't doubt it. You know, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt at all that if you can starve 20 million people, if you can do that happily in Yemen and just clap, dance, and sing and don't give a damn, of course you can deploy space weapons and start fires and burn a bunch of stuff. It's very possible. I don't know. We don't get to know the truth about anything. That's why I say that, you know, there can't be any secrecy in government anymore, because we don't know the level of weapons we have. We never know what they're up to, right? If they were behind these protests with these kids, we should be able to go out to a database and do a search and see who sent an email to who about what, when, where, why, because the politicians work for us. And you could come back and say, nope, the kids put it together themselves. See, look, there's no DNC tie. Or you can go back and see the other side. Nope, yep, look, everybody at DNC telling them what to do. Look, they got money routing over to them. Yep, they bought them some Tinker Toys. They bought them some blocks. And but when you have secrecy of the colonizers, then you'll never really know what's happening in the colony. We'll always be guessing about it. I taught my friend and her kids to camp this weekend. A must know how. Yes, Crystal, and that's a good survival skill. You got to know how to camp. Never know when you might need to. Anything that empowers people is a good thing. Boycotting blueberries. Who's boycotting? Teresa, I don't even know what that's about. Well, boycott pesticide blueberries. Boycott, you know, blueberries grown by billionaires, but support your local blueberry farmer. I will keep my gun. Brooks, yes, you keep your gun. Brooks, keep one for me too. Keep one for your neighbor. Have some bullets for everybody. Because I think that's when peace comes. We get to have peace when it's too pricey for them to come do these just stupid things against the Bill of Rights. You know, so definitely keep it. Keep your spear. Don't you dare give your spear up. You give your spear up, look at all the examples all over the world. Everybody who gave their spear up, they did the same damn thing too. That's why I have no interest at all in any of that, any infringement on any of the Bill of Rights, right? It's not about guns. It's about poor people being empowered, right? People, your neighbors who never hurt anybody. Why? I mean, just from the most logical, psychological brain screw, I can't figure out how the logic in people's heads work. Why would you go take guns from people who never broke a law, who never shot anybody, and never did anything? Why would you do something that dumb? Go, if anything, take the guns from the people who are doing the shooting, get them the help that they need, and then fix society so you don't make more of those people. That's called root cause solving gun control. Everything else is just keeping the problem going. Camping is awesome. They use dues on a regular basis. Dues, D-E-W. I don't know what dues is. That like Harp Kimberly? I don't know what that is. Local organic growers are worth supporting all the time. Absolutely, Kimberly. I've gotten blueberries growing and many other things. Yes, grow your own blueberries so you don't buy them, you know, and this is empowerment. Got to empower yourself. Stop spending money. We are having snow this morning here on the mountains in Oregon. Yeah, Brooks here too. But I got my flip-flops. Brooke. I don't care. I came out here. Is it still snowing? Nope, stop snowing. I don't care. I have my flip-flops. That's a protest that's going to work. I have a picture I have to show you. I'll post it later. I'm standing in snow with my flip-flops. Hey, You know what? That protest is going to come to fruition. I'm going to win this before any of these other protests work, right? Spring is right around the corner, unless global warming has something to say about it. Global cooling, I don't know what it is anymore. But sure, I was in my flip-flops. I'm protesting the snow, and damn it, watch the snow's going to stop. I'm going to win this protest. Watch this happen. The goat got out and ate my newly planted garden the other day. Oh, I'm so sad. Yeah, well, you know, goats do what they do. The goat knows its job, though, Lisa. The goat knows what it's supposed to do. As human beings, we are the only species on this planet that have no damn idea what our job is. We have one job, like I was talking about yesterday. Our only job is to hold the door for the next generation. Hold door. Every species knows its job. Eat and make the next generations easier, or if not stronger, but you don't make the next generation weaker by giving more power to the 0.01%, the elites, the predators that are predating on your species. It's just, I can't get the logic of people. I don't understand. Y'all can help me understand them. I just don't understand them. Oh, direct energy weapon. That's what it, DEW, direct energy weapons. Well, you know what? And the thing with that though is it's not a stretch. It's not a stretch to me, because you have people, you'll say that and they'll say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. No, you're not. You're not. This is, Reagan came up with Star Wars. You know, America loves their weapons. Let's be honest. Again, not on gun control, but the American government, if it even smells like a weapon, if it's got a little gun oil on, a little, oh, they get excited, start getting moist. They get, you know. So of course, when Star Wars came about, you know, Reagan did that. It was done. He finished it, completed it. Star Wars. In fact, Star Wars has probably been up there for decades. It's so old, antiquated, and outdated. They're on Star Wars version 7.0. They did that a long time ago. So we know they've had directed energy weapons. This is not anything new. They started the Star Wars program. They talked about it. They got it funded, and then they stopped talking about it. What was that all about? Because the military-industrial complex back then wasn't as strong. Today, they don't tell us a damn thing. Back then, they had to kind of say something to get stupid people to go along with the idea that they were going to use it to shoot missiles out of the sky, because the damn Russians, your damn Ruskies, Ruskies, the damn Ruskies are coming, so we need to shoot their missiles out of the sky. Meanwhile, it's like, we're going to start some wildfires with this. Gotta fight them. Let me stop. People are like, is he playing the Russian anthem? The hell did I just tune into? We's in America. What's he doing? With some Shaka Zulus behind him? What the hell? But that's what they do. They find an enemy. They come up with the scam. You're scared of the enemy, and they roll out the weapon. This is what they always do. All they do is they're scamming the poor. Always have been. Snow in Hudson Valley, New York. Yep, snow in Pennsylvania too. 10th Amendment could be our hope if our individual states had enough gumptions. Yeah, you know what, Brooks, and I'm with you on that. The 10th Amendment Center, I follow them, actually. I believe in nullification, right? That's what that's about. And that's a good example, which is why I think I did a video not too long ago. We were talking about it. You know, you look at what are the successful movements in the United States as far as getting power back to the people, going back to states' rights, which then you can go back to local rights, which gives you more control over Wall Street and corporation rights. And you do that through nullification. The biggest nullification that just happened was cannabis, right? The state stood up and said, screw the federal government. We're going to have our own cannabis program because the kids need their medicine. And they're going to make, now, of course, the states got their own little screw. They're making billions of dollars in tax dollars for Americans to actually grow their own medication. But it was one of the biggest nullification 10th Amendment efforts in recent history, right? And the federal government did nothing about it. That's how you know they're lying. That's how you know it's a scam. That's how you know that when people talk about admiralty laws and United States Corporation of America and that all of this actually is a scam, That's when it actually looks like it's credible, because the federal government, as much as they talk, as big yayo as they talk, they're leaving those states alone because they don't have the constitutional right to wage a war on drugs. They don't have authority over states. Their only authority is tricking you and making you think that they do. So I think the 10th Amendment might be our way out. I think there are probably a couple ways out, Brooks, but we got to approach all of them. I think we got to support all of them. Support anything that the 0.01% don't want. Anything they do want, anything they hand down, be against it. ENC level, we have sleet on the ground in Washington. Yeah, the weather's a little crazy all over the United States. Decolonize because some of us never were, and some of us are fighting for your water. Yeah, Teresa, we have to decolonize. And that we have to decolonize the entire world, because the whole world was colonized. I mean, I think you do have small communities that kind of withstood that, but they're being locked into poverty, like Haiti and other places like that. So we have to decolonize the whole world. And I think the first step is not giving the colonizers our income like that. Like, I think that if that's their power base, they use our money against us, then step one possibly is not buying every damn thing they want to sell us. That could be step one. It might just be wearing the same clothes for a couple years because they still fit, not always buying a new pair of shoes, but telling Americans to stop shopping, that's a hard debate. It's a really hard debate. Already, last couple comments, I'm gonna get out of here. All red goats in the world, wait a minute, all red goats in the whole world can be traced back to my grandfather's old goat farm. Oh, okay, Crystal, that's awesome and amazing, wonderful, wonderful thing to be proud about. Thank you for the red goats, Crystal family, the Henderson family. Exactly, I don't want my children to go to war, save our kids, Lisa, and that's coming. The draft is right around the corner. We end up in World War III, we end up in a serious conflict, they will be re-invoking the draft. That is a fact. There's no question about that. They've done it before in the past. They are going to do it in the future, which is why you have all this Russia rhetoric and they're trying to get a Cold War up and going. Let me see. They use the California wildfires. Even scarier weapon is black goo, AI in full effect. Gabrielle, yeah. I don't know nothing about black goo. I don't. I watched the one gentleman talking about black goo, and I don't deny anything. It's very highly suspicious. I don't know. I have to, if you've got a good summary of black goo, I think I watched the lecture like an hour and something long. If you got like a good summary that kind of explains it up, I'll take another look at it. Let me see. The Russians had their guns removed already. Yes, they have, which is why they have a president they can't remove. The Russians had their guns taken, and they have a president for life. Putin will be there until he doesn't want to be there, or until another powerful oligarch steps up and takes him out. Thrift shopping rocks. Clean out your closet at the same time. Yes, Shuristan, and that makes sense. Buying from thrift stores, buying secondhand things, fixing them up, not throwing everything away, rebuilding things, buying parts, doing all the things our parents did, our grandparents did, wiser generations did, living within your means, recycle, reuse, fix. Don't ignorant buy more, throw it away because it's not a big thing. It's just money. No, it's no big deal. So you can get a new thing to post it on Facebook so you can get some likes because you bought some new crap. We got to get out of that consumerism mindset. We got to go back to being sustainable. We got to go back to being smart. We're not at the moment. How do I stop my boyfriend from buying shoes for me? I'm not sure if you're being funny, Ivana, or not. How do you stop your boyfriend from buying shoes? All right, so if you're being funny, because you want him to buy shoes, you got to get to a point where you say, you know what, I don't want, no, but see, shoes aren't bad, though. But think about it. Buy local shoes. Find a local maker. Buy shoes from a small business, but don't buy tons and tons and tons of shoes. Or maybe he likes to buy his own shoes. Well, you have to start talking to them. Like, I think a lot of people have that problem with their boyfriends and their spouses, is that they're locked into this consumerism lifestyle, and you start to change, you start to evolve, you start to look around the world and realize that, how we're being screwed and how we're supporting the corporations that are screwing us, and you want them to come along with you. That's a hard one, right? It's a hard sell, because you guys get together and you both are of this mindset, but you start going different directions. I think all you can do is you just start sharing information with them. You start kind of talking about it here, here and there, right there. Yeah, thank you, Sharistan. You start talking about slave labor. You start showing them pictures of the slaves who are actually working in the sweatshops and growing the cotton and mining the coltan and all the things that are made up in time. Like, people change in time. I don't think you can make anybody do anything. Like, I'm all about self-determination, right? I don't believe in telling other people what they should do. But I think if you give people good information, they can form their own opinions. And if he loves you, really loves you, if it's the other way around, she really loves her boyfriend, then eventually in time, they'll see that you're passionate about it. They'll see that you're serious. They understand that, that you want to stand united in that, and they'll want to support you in that, as opposed to just showing off some new tennis shoes, right? It'll happen, but I think you got to lay the groundwork for them to plant the seeds and let them make up their own minds. You never have to feel bad for purchasing second-hand clothes. But boycott the Salvation Army. Yeah, you never feel bad about it. It makes you feel good, because you know that you're supporting a sustainable business. You're supporting a sustainable system. You're not being wasteful. Those are really good things. We got to let go of this mindset that ignorant consumerism, it being normalized, is a good thing. It's not a good thing. We have to shame it. We have to start shaming people who support these things, unfortunately. Stop liking the post. Stop new iPhone reviews, new Samsung phone reviews. Stop liking it. Stop sharing it. Let it go. Bush 43 after 9/11. Go shopping. Brother Don, always spot on the point. He said it right there. When a colonizer says go shopping, then you know how to defeat them. Hit them in their pocket. Stop shopping. Chrome cut me off, but Firefox has you on. Okay. Yeah, they play the game. Chrome is Google. It's what they do, Willie. You go with it. It's the world we live in. One day the internet might be free. Today it is not free. It is being censored all over the place. Stop paying income taxes. No more war. I hear you, Brooks. Let's be careful with that one. Pay your income tax, dude. I'm not going that one. Not yet, Brooks. Not yet. Not yet. If that ever happens, that has to be a complete stand down by everybody. There's some people you don't screw with. The IRS is not. You don't screw with them. Give them their money. But what you can do is you can make less money. You can build up a sustainable life to a point where you don't need as much money, so you don't pay as much taxes. But the taxes, income tax is a screw anyway, because they actually don't need it. They don't need our income taxes. They print all the money they want. Think about that for a minute. They actually print every dollar they want to do anything they want. Why do they still take income tax from you? Why do they still do it? Because we're dumb enough to pay it. As a group, you can't stop. You got to stop all as a group, all at the same time. They can't get all of us, but you stop by yourself, you're going to prison. And two, I think it's just like a check the box thing, right? Like, you want to constantly reinforce with the slave that you are a slave. You want to constantly get the slave voting. It's like it's giving consent. And so that's why they do it. They don't need your money. They could care less. They got all the money in the world. They just want our consent, and we keep paying so they know that they still got us. Sister Teresa talking about some heroin. Yeah, well, and that's why the Afghanistan war is there. It's what shoes he buys. Well, you know what? Hopefully he's not buying from the big corporations and Nikes and the Reeboks and I don't know, is K-Swiss still around? Buster Browns, they still make shoes. Don't buy them. I don't buy shoes. The last pair of shoes I bought, I spent $9 for them. And I was forced to buy them because I messed up, went on a trip, and I forgot to take them. But they were $9 shoes. I have no interest in any of this trying to look like you got a whole bunch of money, and money is what's wrong with the world. Money is why slavery exists. Teach them about slave labor. Yep, everybody got solutions for your boyfriend. You got to tag them so you can see everybody's solutions. They're going to be pissed off at you. Though. I'm pissed off at me. Pissed off like, why are you tagging me in this? Why everybody trying to tell me what to do? Damn it, I want to wear my Nikes. But we live together, y'all. We pull each other up. We pull each other up together. We're all wrong. All of us. We all make a mistake somewhere. None of us are right all the time, but we survive as a community. And where one of us ills, we all got to kind of come together and try to pull that ill out in love, not in judgment. When fixing items is actively discouraged by manufacturers, recycling becomes a political act. Yeah, it is. And thank you. Good point. Good point. Because everything is made with this planned obsolescence, right? Where they want you to have to buy the new thing. iPhone got caught with that in France. They don't sell parts anymore. They make them hard to get. But you gotta go on eBay. You can find them on eBay. You can find them on the manufacturer's websites, but they don't carry them in the store because people aren't fixing things. But if people go back to fixing their stuff, the stores will start carrying them again, and then we buy a lot less. Like as an example, I fixed my hot water heater the other day. Just took a thermostat. Thermostat burned out. Most people probably would have thrown the hot water heater away. I'm not interested in that. I want to live the lifestyle that I talk about. I fix everything I can. I got a dryer that's not acting right. The damn heater, it doesn't heat up. So I got to hang dry my clothes, hang them on the hook. But I'll figure out why the heater's not working. Just go to YouTube and you just type it in. How do you fix this? And you'll see a dirty guy. You'll see a dirty guy. And you might see his butt crack every now and then when he bends over behind the camera to pick up a wrench or something. You might see that. That's okay. It's okay. It's not. We just saw a dancing penis in Japan. Don't worry about it. It's okay. But listen to what he said to tell you where to get the parts, how to grow it, how to fix it, how to do this. YouTube would teach you every daggone thing. We just got to stop being lazy. Y'all talking about foot fetishes. All right, y'all talk about Ivana's boyfriend. Whatever. Disposable society. Yes, Teresa, we are a disposable society. We throw everything away, including people, including children, which is why this whole prison industrial complex exists, is they've convinced a lot of people throwing kids' lives away is okay, right? Now, the kids' lives matter when a school shooting happens, but the kids' lives don't matter for the prison industrial complex. That's a good thing. It's a good idea to throw lives away that way. We got to stop being contradictory. We have to call foul wherever the foul is, even if it comes from a mouth of a politician we like. If it's foul, say it's foul. And if the party's always supporting foul, definitely say it's foul. If we all stop paying income taxes, we'd have them by the balls. Yes, we would, Lisa. We would. The problem is they've already got our advice in. They got the advice on all of ours, which is why it has to be a collective thing if that happens. That cannot be. But the problem is, I'm gonna get on I've been on my soapbox. but the problem is when we have a politician who says it top down, they say the person's crazy. And educated people go with that. It's like we've had politicians say abolish the IRS before. Ron Paul was one of them. But he came up, nobody wanted to vote for him. Everybody said, oh, he's crazy. He wants to get rid of the CIA. The CIA loves us. Why would he want to do that? Get rid of the IRS? Why would he want to do that? Then our government won't be as powerful. When these politicians start saying this, you have to support them. And not only that, you have to question them when they don't say it. And you have to say, hey, what are you going to do about the IRS? What are you going to do? Wesley Snipes, he still can't get in the country. Is he? Is Wesley Snipes, is he still hiding in China? Where is he hiding? He still can't come back in the country. He didn't pay his taxes. But that has to be a concerted thing. But, a good way to do it is just to get behind or give it to a legislator as an action item. When these presidential debates come up or whatever, ask that main question. What you going to do about the income tax? That's unconstitutional, that we should not be paying. the scam. When are you going to get rid of that and go back to the tariff system? You know, we need to put that on, which is why the trade war is good. If the federal government goes back to making money from tariffs, we get rid of the Fed, and then we can get rid of the income tax. So they prey on corporations, international corporations, and they stop preying on citizens. But we have so many people locked into the slave mine. You know, when you say that, they can't get where you're coming from. They don't understand it. They need to go back to history with the kids that are protesting. They need to go back and study history and realize where all of this goes. History is important. Taxes are legalized theft. Yes, they are. Absolutely, Kathy. Let me see. What else we got in comments? I got time. That's why I'm sitting here still talking. I stopped paying income taxes and I'm walking around free. Shh. Brooks, don't say that too loud, girl. You need to tell me what you did. Don't say that too loud. They got ears everywhere. It's becoming fear driven. Yeah, everything is fear driven. You have a lot. That's why you can't have fear. Anytime you have fear in something, that's how they control you. You can't have any fear. I know I'm scared of the IRS. Yeah, I'm scared of the IRS. All right, that's my fear. You know, you got me there. But I'm okay with it if we all do it together. I'm not gonna step out like, yeah, stop. I'll be the first one in the booty patrol. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. That's a bad idea. But I have reduced my income significantly. Significantly. I pay almost nothing. You know, so I have done that. I've made my strides. Bush war criminals, Hillary war criminal. Yes, Susie, they all are. They all are. And this is why when people want to get you to vote and cheer for a war criminal, that's why I say you take the integrity hits, right? You got to take those integrity hits. When people try to convince you to vote for a monster, then they don't get to be intellectuals anymore. They're being controlled by somebody, you know, which is what we talked about. When you have fear, you can't have integrity because your fear, they'll always use it to take your integrity. I have a hard time with shoes. Let me see. We're just doing what we do, live and live and learn society. We lived and we're learning. Well, a lot of us live, Lisa, and we don't learn. So we got to go back to living and learning. I totally agree. I bring my cup, my to-go containers to restaurants and people treat me like I am the crazy one. Hilarious. It makes people uncomfortable, but it makes them think. Yes, Shuristan, and I appreciate that. And we all have to start doing things like that. We have to start doing sustainable things and shaming that people aren't and make it obvious that you're the whack job. You're the whack job because you believe in forced labor. You believe in slavery. You believe in supporting corporations as people. You believe in being ruled by a government that never listens to its people, by two political parties that doesn't give a damn about you, how you die, or what happens in any of these schools or anywhere around the world. Totally agree. We have to start shaming them from that perspective. Try not to get anything that says smart. They are surveillance units. Absolutely, Kathy. These smartphones are not smartphones. They only smart in the fact that they siphon our intelligence. Absolutely. Security check on Chrome. I'm a Russian bot. Chrome back on. Why such a hassle? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Chrome. Actually, I like the Chrome browser. I guess it doesn't like me. I don't know. I don't believe in lying about stuff. I'm not in anybody's group, Wilhelmina. They try to get me in the group. I'm not in your group. Nope. I know people look at me, they're like, he's in the ball group. Nope, not in there. He's in the black group. Nope, not in there. You know, oh, he's in the Christian group. Nope, not in there. I am in the human group. And there might be all types of like personal beliefs after you're in that group. But what we believe is we only stand by human beings. And if you have something bad that you're doing to human beings, we're going to talk about you. We're going to call foul. That's how we get our integrity back, is we go back to being humans and stop going along with these cattle indoctrinated, controlling mindsets. We do not need 5G. We didn't need 4G, Kathy. I don't know why 4G came about. We don't need it. I think we actually need to have a technology freeze. I think our biggest issue is we keep rolling out technology. Like Brother Malcolm said in Jurassic Park, you know, we do things because we can, and we never stop to think if we should. You know, we're just rolling out technology. None of it's for the benefit of humanity. It's mostly all for the benefit of this 0.01% that everybody's cheering. Unfortunately, I think we need to have a freeze on technology. That's why I'm okay with a stand down. I don't think that you should work for a big corporation, these big technology giants. I think they all need to collapse and crumble. Because when they collapse and crumble, we get power back. When we get power back, we can make sure automation is used for things like the Venus Project, the Zeitgeist movement, you know, abundance and taking care of people instead of always just taking care of the 0.01%. We got to stop being slaves pouring their Kool-Aid. Stop being slaves pouring their iced tea on the porch and just happy because we're on the porch and all the other slaves out in the plantation. We got to stop playing that game. And which is why I'm not okay with you taking my spear. You can't have my spear. I'm not, nope, not gonna happen. There will be no elections in 2020. I don't know, Brooks. Maybe you know something I don't. I'm seeing people already lining up 2020. I've already seen they're talking about Oprah. They're talking about Clinton. They're talking about who else? Biden. The creepy Joe. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't want none. I don't want none of it. My cup is full of lies. I don't need any more lies in my cup. I don't want no more of that. I think that we need another party. We completely need another party. If I vote in 2020, it will not be for a Democrat or a Republican. It's never going to happen. I don't care who's running. I don't care if one side has Scooby-Doo and the other's running Scooby-D. I don't care. I'm okay with whatever they do because this has to collapse. That's why I don't cry about Trump. You don't see no tears in my eyes. Don't make put the baby back up on there. You don't see any tears in my eyes. I don't care. Right? You guys are corrupt. You're dirty. The DNC is foul. This whole liberal push that the Republicans and the Democrats have been on, which it's fascism disguised as liberal. It's not really liberal. It's fascism. And they've both been on that kick for almost 40 years now. That whole thing has to come down. So I don't care who the other side runs. It doesn't scare me one bit. The whole damn thing needs to collapse. I'm good with that. Don't care who the president is. I don't think the president makes any decisions anyway. Like I said, y'all know me. I think the only decisions a president can make is what color the Jell-O is on Wednesday. Do I want purple Jell-O or blue Jell-O? And the only reason a president gets to say that is if he's done what the deep state asked him to the previous week. That's how I think this world works. Facebook, leave my kids alone. You know what, Brother Herb, I don't know what Facebook is doing to your kids, but they're doing a lot of crap. Research. I need that income tax. We started to help support this Israel thing. Ooh, yeah. This is the problem, Lisa, and that's what the income tax is for. They do take that money though, and they funnel that money over for oppressing people all over the world. If you work and pay taxes, you are an indentured slave to the government. Why do you want to pay the government for your hard work? Insanity. Yes, Kathy, but I think our biggest problem, Kathy, is that they lock a lot of folks into believing that money is God, right? Like they worship money. They worship what money can buy. Money has a psychological thing. When they see money in the bank, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel safe and secure. And the previous generations never did that. The previous generations, their security was their resume. Their security was their strength. Their security was their garden. Their security was their ability to take care of themselves. Their security was they had a deep well on the property. No matter what anybody did, no matter what happened to their economy or their society, they'd always be okay. So they took and this is what Brother Braden was talking about in building sustainable communities, is that they took our faith in ourselves and they indoctrinated this slave mind where now people put their faith in the colonizers. And it's a sick psychological thing. It's a mental illness that people are still chasing and praising money. It is a sickness. They're worshiping the billionaires. They all want to be billionaires. That's why I posted something last night. The other day I posted something where, you know what? Some people, they want the cars and the houses and all the crap all money can buy. Me personally, I have no interest in it. And most of the people I know, I think on here, they don't have any interest in that. Like they're really starting to get you're wanting to be a mini billionaire, it infects your children. They see that. They see that you're posting pictures of the Benzes and the BMWs and all the crap that slavery can buy. And it infects them. And it makes the next generation, it just passes down that slave mind to them. And we need to let it go. Let me see. Do not lie to the IRS. Do not file any forms. The reason, wait a minute, the reason that they're here is that there are over 600 laws on how to file and how to fill out forms. Just quit, drop out without any paperwork. The IRS are armed and treasonous. America has armed their tax collectors. That is what kings used to do. I used to read about that, Brooks. I don't know anything about it any further. If you have something interesting I can look at, something that kind of summarizes that, I'd appreciate it. I'll take a look at it. That would be a great thing. It would be a great thing if they were another scam. They were unconstitutional. They don't have the right to throw you in prison or send armed people to your house to put you in prison. It would be great to know that that's true. Know Nothing Party. The Know Nothing Party should be revived. Yes, Willie, I agree. The rent's too damn high party should be started. The don't tell your neighbors what to do party needs to be started. The mind your own business party needs to be started. The leave the Bill of Rights the hell alone party needs to get started. Stop bombing other country party needs to get started. Like you got to have parties that are based in models that aren't about war, and they're not about forced labor, slavery, and debt. I totally agree. We need all those parties started. It was like I posted a thing from about Bob Marley this morning, right? Like there's a reason why Hollywood is pro-war, right? There's a reason why all the musicians are either pro-war, but they will never sing or say anything that's anti-war. And the musicians and the artists who do, they're kept small. They're never made on the mainstream, because all of this all works together. Hollywood, the media, the government, the oligarchs, all the colonizers, they own all of that. And they make sure that you can't have a voice like Bob Marley again. They will never let one like that get popular again, because those people aren't free. They're slaves like we are. But anti-war isn't a thing. We need an anti-war party. We need people who have a basis in humanity, where the basic philosophy is don't kill people. If you kill people, I'm not on your side. And that's my stance. If you kill people, I'm not on your side. That's why when you come to me with the politicians talking about gun control, I'm not on your side. You kill people. When the pharmaceutical companies, I'm not on your side. You kill people. With the vaccines, I'm not on your side. You kill people. With we're going to free Yemen. No, I'm not on your side. You're killing people. Oh, we got to support Israel. You're an anti-Semite. No, I'm not on your side. You kill people. We need a don't kill people party. That's what we need. Pizzagate. Yeah, we need a non-pedophile party too. Brother Harley, absolutely. Gerard, I totally agree. The brainwashing goes deep. I have no illusions that that concept escapes people. Yeah, well, you know what, Kathy? I think it's hard for people to stand up to their family and their friends. I think it's a scary thing. I don't think that people really have the fortitude to just be willing to be wrong, or just the fortitude to step out and say something against what they think is wrong and have their whole family and friends come down on them. But we got to get there. We got to go back to having integrity. We got to get rid of the fear. If somebody controls your fear, they control you. Last comment, then I'm gonna get out of here. Let me see. It's aimed at the children through schools and media, focusing on the rich and famous, in which it influences children again to think they have to have. Yes, Sandy, good point, and a good one to end on. That's what they do, is they convince adults that it's a good idea to buy all of this crap, live a unsustainable consumerism-based lifestyle that enslaves the world and passes it on to their children like it's a good thing. Your kids see it. They see you worshiping money. They see you worshiping your boss. They see you worshiping your job. They see you when you're happy when you got money in the bank and you're sad when you don't. They see all of that in you. And you can get rid of all of it if you just stop embracing it. Stop worshiping it. Let it go. We don't need all the crap. You don't need a new car. You don't need a new house. You need a smaller house. You need a car that lasts 10 years or more. You need to fix things and not keep buying all the same crap. You need to bring our kids out of this slave-based mindset and teach them to question every damn thing. So the next time somebody hands them an idea from the top down, they question it. We need to make critical thinkers. We need to get kids to ask why, but why, but why, and keep drilling down the questions till they get down to good solutions, and so that they don't get lost in nonsense like spear control and for-profit healthcare. It's our job to take care of people. It's our job to leave people alone. It's our job to support our neighbors' rights to exist and to have their own self-determination. It is not our right to be authoritarians and tell everybody what to do all the damn time. Anyway, this is Gerard. Thanks for hanging out. It was a long one, but it's a snowy morning here, so we could talk a little longer. Y'all have a wonderful day. Love y'all to death. Colony News. Bye-bye.